This is obviously not how the tire is supposed to be mounted. You guys like my saggy headliner? Right now we're at Online Tires and I'm going to be picking up 2 of my rear tires. The other 2 are some other place because I wanted 2 25/35/18s for my fronts and they didn't have them in stock over here. So right now I'm just picking up 2 55/35/18s, which I'm going to be running in the rear. So this is Online Tires, which basically has like pretty terrible customer service, and their online website is absolute trash. So pretty much you have to call and place all your tire orders and check that your tires are in stock. But they do have really cheap tire prices, so when you order from here, you just kind of take that with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? And usually everything comes through pretty fine. So just go over there, give them your ID. They'll take care of it. Boom, here we are. Got my 2 55/35/18s. These are just Lexanis. They're pretty cheap. I think, how much was the total?
It was $145.89.
$145.89 for 2 tires. So, and I didn't want anything super grippy. Like I could have gotten Achilles ATR Sport 2s in this size as well. But I didn't want that because it's probably going to break stuff because these are really wide for a stock RB20 trans and stock 240 axles. Oh, perfect fit. Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Sick.
Now we're off for stop number 2, which is to pick up the fronts. Now we got our ATR Sport 2s, 225/35/18. I was going to run a 215/35/18, but I don't know, right now because I don't have drop knuckles in the rear, it's going to be a little bit weird having that small of a tire up front. So I figured 225/35/18 was acceptable. Also, I'm down here, someone's going to meet me to pick up their diff that I welded for them. So, you know, hit me up if you want your diff welded. I plate weld it. Get all the corners welded first, and then of course put a plate in there, weld that all the way in. And of course clean out the spatter because it's all MIG welded. And boom, there you go. So hit me up on Instagram and I can weld your diff. And of course I offer these services because I'm trying to get more dudes out here drifting, you know what I'm saying? So if you're in SoCal, need your diff welded, hit me up, work something out. So this is very exciting for me because I'm gonna mount some tires on my beautiful Work Rezax 2s that were supplied by Kruber and Up Garage. This is my 18x12. The seal on this one is a little bit rugged because when I was doing it, it was about drying up, so I did one last pass on it and kind of pulled the stuff, but it should seal up perfectly fine regardless. Then there's this one over here, which is an 18x9.5. There's the 255. There's a 225 and a 9.5. Honestly, probably should have gone with the 215 now that I'm looking at it. But fun fact, the number for your sidewall is actually a ratio of the width. So for instance, like a 255/35 has a thicker sidewall than a 225/35. So if I were to go to a 215/35 up front, then my sidewall would be even skinnier. And I just think that's gonna look pretty weird right now with the car because the car is not anywhere near as low as it should be because I don't have drop knuckles in the rear. So right now the car is maxed out on how low it can go. So it's a little bit of a struggle. So I gotta play around with my tire sizes. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with a 9.5 and a 225, and then I'll move up to the big boy 18x12 running 255. Now the tire machine I'm gonna be using is this Danmar T100 right here, which is actually Nikita's tire machine that he's letting me use. And what's really cool about this tire machine, it has all these plastic covers on there that Nikita made. So he actually designed and 3D printed the little covers right here that go over the clamps, designed and 3D printed the plastic covers that go over this part right here, and then this is a big sheet of ABS plastic as well. So all this, oh, and then there's also this nylon duck head over here. There's a nylon cover over here as well for the bead breaker. So pretty much this entire setup right here is built for mounting tires on 3-piece wheels and stuff that you don't want scratched. So this is the scratch-proof setup pretty much. This right here is called the drop center, and this area needs to be up top when you're mounting because that is where the final bead needs to tuck into in order for you to get the tire all the way around. So when we're mounting this, we're actually going to be putting the lip downwards on here. Let's go do a clamp. Boom. Now I'm going to set this to the appropriate height, which is right there. Lock it in its place. Also got to set this just to right there. Now I'm going to spray tire lube, which is basically dish soap and water. Easy. Of course, gonna make sure your direction's correct, which I already got mine done. Wait. boys. Struggled a bit in the beginning. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, check that out right there. It's honestly not as much stretch as I thought it would be, so it's actually gonna be pretty easy to mount that up, I think. I don't even think I'm gonna need to use the Cheetah at all. But we're gonna be airing that up later. So now let's go to mounting this 255 on this 12. Ooh. And I'm genuinely so excited about this because I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time to be running an 18 by 12 on my car. Same process. Let's go. What the f? What the hell? Oh my god, I can't even mount this. What? Boom. Oh my god. This is a very nifty tool, by the way. Use it on the other tire. Basically, keeps the tire down and pushes it into the drop center. There we go. What the heck? What the fuck? I have no idea what I just did. That's a no-no. What the fuck? What is this? Well, I think this is a good time to actually put some air into these and see if they can pop out. Because this is obviously not how the tire is supposed to be mounted. Bruh. I legit have no idea what happened. It obviously got stuck right there when it's supposed to not be stuck right there. But valve stem is in there, so gonna air it up and then hopefully it'll sunk and pop out. We'll see. Spray some lube. Well, alrighty then. What have I done? Oh Lord. Oh my God. What have I done? Oh Lord. Oh, it looks so good though. Oh, yes. I'm so stoked on this right now. Oh God. Bro, look at the, first of all, it's insanely wide. Like, definitely gonna break stuff on the car with this. So a solid amount of stretch. I don't think I've ever done that much stretch in person. I've definitely done a 255/40 on an 11, but never a 255/35 on a 12. Look at that though. Whoa. Now I gotta seat this one. Definitely need a 215 up front. So this definitely did not end up with the same amount of stretch. It still has a very, very slight stretch, but a 215 35/18 I think would definitely look better on here as far as matching a 255. Oh my God, half of this hasn't even seated yet. Bruh. So I'm gonna fill up the 255 with a little bit more air. Let's see if we can get this thing to pop. There we go. Well, now that's seated. Dude, let's go see how much it took. It took until about 55 PSI to seat the bead. Jeez. Oh, I'm so stoked right now. Just look at her, boys. Now the car is up on jack stands, however, we're still gonna put them on the car. Get an idea of how it's gonna look. These things are so heavy, by the way. If you wanna know how heavy these things are, just let me know and then I'll make a separate video weighing out these wheels and maybe Nikita's wheels, stuff like that, and seeing how much tires weigh. Holy shit. Oh yeah, dude, it fits. Oh yeah, no, yeah. She's Gucci, boys. She's real Gucci. So this makes me so happy. I just need to undo the over fenders and bow them out so that way they fit them. I'll be a separate video on that because there's actually, you know, some explanation and stuff to go into that. But anyways, let's get back onto the fronts. So these right here are NK TSV 5s, 18 by 9.5 plus 15, which is 3 millimeters more negative offset than those Rezax right there. And on the NKs, I was running a 225/40 18, so one size thicker sidewall than this setup. So that's how she looks, which right now is fairly weak, honestly. I think a 215/35 is gonna look better. The front end looks fairly weak compared to the rear, but once I have a better angle kit on here, plus probably a 215/35, then the new Origin fenders, it'll poke out and everything's gonna look good. And once those are flared, oh, everything's gonna look tasty. I still have these two right here to do, but I honestly just got to sealing them last night, so I'm gonna give them 24 hours before I go and mount tires on them. So I'm gonna have to wait for these. Look at how thick she is though, boys. Thick. Dude, this tire stretching thing turned out amazing. Now, if you want an explanation on tire stretching, let me know. I'll probably make a whole separate video on tire stretching and all the different reasons that people do it, because there's tons of them. This may or may not be the end of the video, but if it is, it's because I gotta get back to work. I'm doing all the intercooler stuff, and I've already played around long enough with stretching tires and picking them up today, so now I'm gonna go work on doing my intercooler piping and finishing it up now that I got more couplers and everything. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Make sure to have your notifications on if you're subscribed. And of course, check out offbeatgarage.com because we have our merchandise there. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!